wonder what the real difference is between shipping, say, a book and a can of paint? You might think, oh, it's just a stronger box and a warning label. But the second a product gets classified as dangerous goods, the box it's in, well, it's not just a box anymore. It completely transforms from a simple container into a critical, legally required compliance system. So, is it really just a stronger box? Let me be super clear. Absolutely not. And assuming it is, well, that's one of the most common and frankly most expensive mistakes you can make in logistics. The real story here is way more complex and, actually pretty fascinating. Here's the fundamental difference in a nutshell. Regular everyday packaging, its job is to protect the product inside. But dangerous goods packaging, its job is to protect everyone and everything else outside. See the shift? Its legally mandated mission isn't just to get the item there in one piece, it's to shield people, property, and the entire transport system from the hazard inside that box. And that really gets to the heart of what we're talking about today. It's time to stop seeing this as just a box. In the world of dangerous goods, that package is a piece of hazard control equipment. Seriously, it's just as critical as a safety harness on a construction site or a fire extinguisher on the wall. This is the key. We're not just talking about extra careful packaging, we're talking about regulated packaging. This is a formal system, and it's dictated by law, by groups like IATA for air or ADR for road transport in Europe. The box, the inner containers, how it's all put together, it's all specified to contain a particular hazard. This isn't a friendly suggestion, it is the law. And that package isn't some standalone item you can just grab off a shelf, it's legally connected to all these other things. The right package is determined by the specific substance, its complete classification, that's the hazard class, the packing group, the whole deal, the quantity you're shipping, and, this one's a big one, the mode of transport. Which brings us to what I like to call the golden rule of shipping dangerous goods. If you can get this one concept right from the very beginning, you can pretty much avoid every common mistake out there. And here it is. The single biggest mistake shippers make is starting by asking, what box do I need for this? That is absolutely the wrong question to start with. It's putting the cart way, way before the horse, and it almost guarantees you're going to have a non-compliant shipment. The correct process always starts with the substance itself. Step 1, you have to know exactly what you're shipping. From there, step 2, you determine its full transport classification, the UN number, proper shipping name, all of it. And only after you have that complete picture can you even begin to look for the legally permitted packaging. You classify first, then you package. And here's a perfect example of why that sequence is so critical. Let's take UN 1263 paint. If you ship it by road under ADR rules, some standard drums might be perfectly fine. Now, take that same can of paint and put it on a ship under the IMDG code. The rules change, and they might focus more on how it's stowed. But now try to ship it by air? Whoa! The IDATA regulations get way stricter, with smaller quantity limits and tougher packaging. It's the same product, but 3 different journeys mean 3 completely different sets of rules. So, why is air travel the strictest? Well, it makes a lot of sense when you think about it. The environment up there is just unforgiving. You've got massive pressure changes, temperature swings, constant vibration, and hey, if something goes wrong at 35,000 feet, you can't just pull over. The stakes are simply higher, so the rules have to be tougher. Okay, so we've established that the physical container is a regulated piece of equipment. But compliance doesn't stop there. The way the package communicates the hazard is just as important as the way it contains it. Because a truly compliant package is a complete system. And the box? That's just the beginning. It's the box, plus the required UN specification marks, plus the right hazard labels, plus things like orientation arrows for liquids, and, crucially, plus the correct paperwork, like the shipper's declaration. All of these pieces have to be there, and they all have to be right to form one compliant shipment. And let this sink in. You could have the most perfectly engineered, certified box in the world, but if you put the wrong label on it, or if the documentation has an error, the entire shipment is non-compliant, period. It will be stopped. Communication isn't an add-on, it's a core part of the system. All right, so let's bring all these pieces together and map out what the correct process looks like from start to finish. The first, remember this, a process is only as good as the people running it. That's why regulations require that anyone involved in preparing a dangerous goods shipment must be properly trained. In this world, competence isn't just a good idea, it's a flat-out legal requirement. And who's ultimately on the hook for all this? The shipper. Regulatory bodies, whether it's IATA for global air travel or PMSA for hazmat in the US, are crystal clear. The legal responsibility for getting it right rests with the shipper, not the carrier who comes to pick up the box. So here it is, your takeaway checklist. It's a simple, 6-step memory tool to walk you through the process. 1. Classify the substance first. 2. Find the right packing instruction for your specific mode of transport. 3. Pack it exactly as specified. Then 4. Mark it correctly. 5. Label it correctly. And 6. Document it correctly. Follow these steps in this order every single time. So I'll leave you with this question to think about for your own operations. Is your packaging a roadblock that causes delays and fines? Or is it the tool that actually ensures your products arrive safely and on time? Because in the world of dangerous goods, compliant packaging isn't a cost center. It's what keeps your business moving.